丈夫大丈夫大丈夫で大丈夫っぽい大丈夫大丈夫大丈夫大丈夫大丈夫大丈夫大丈夫大丈夫大丈夫か大丈夫大丈夫だよ大丈夫なの大丈夫か大丈夫
Hello, you're listening to Daijoubu podcast. I'm Christian, and here's David.
Hey.
And Gabby.
Hi.
Today is our 8th podcast. We've been doing
2 months.
We've been doing it for 2 months now, and we had a week hiatus last week, and all of us went to Momocon 2016 in Atlanta, Georgia. It's a convention for not just anime, also just nerdy things alike, video games, streaming, YouTubers, all the geeky stuff out there. And today we're going to be talking about conventions in general. Like, we're going to give you guys tips on how to make your convention awesome, and maybe some anecdotes on bad convention timings. These two are convention veterans. They've been to way more conventions I have. And then finally, our last segment of the day will be Tokyo Ghoul. We said last week or 2 weeks ago that we were going to watch Spice and Wolf, and we were going to give our reactions and whatnot. But for some reason, we all just had, I think it was me. I think I had the urge to watch Tokyo Ghoul, and I was like, guys, none of us have watched this. Can we change it to Tokyo Ghoul?
Yeah, we're like, yeah, that's fine.
I mentioned it on the Twitter a little while ago, but yeah.
Yeah, so sorry about that, guys, but I really needed more action in my life, and whatever. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So let's go straight into conventions. I've only been to 2 conventions. Anime Weekend Atlanta last September, and that was amazing. Your first convention, just like, you're so not prepared for it. Whatever you think's gonna happen is not what's gonna happen. Yeah. And then my second one was Momocon with these lovely people, and I cosplayed for the first time. If you guys can or cannot see, I cut my hair to look really awful. And
awful.
And I cosplayed as Sokka from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
And I was Katara.
Yeah, Gabby was my Katara. And even though she cosplayed for like 2 hours in Katara, Gabby is such a vet. She has like 3 other cosplays ready whenever she needs to like dress up as somebody else. So the whole con, she was dressing up as other people.
Yeah, she's like, I'm done with this cosplay.
yeah. This one's falling apart. Let me put on this better one. Yeah. But yeah, okay, so you guys take it away. Give us some con tips, or tell us how many cons you guys have been to.
Oh god. I don't think I can put a number to it. I've been going to conventions since I was in 7th grade, which I went to the first ever Momocon, which was free at Georgia Tech. So I'm now going in my senior year of college, so that's in 9 years. And I've been going to like either usually I went to Momocon and AWA almost every year, and then only like 3 years ago I started going to Dragon Con as well. So lots of conventions.
Nice. Jesus.
And I've been to like some other game. I went to like E3 once and stuff like that. So like
you went to E3 once?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
So yeah, other things as well.
Cool. Well, I'm not as much as a veteran. I've only been I think 4 times at Momocon. This is my first Momocon as well, so yay, Momocon virginity. But yeah, do you have any like general advice to give us on like, did we do well? Did we prep well?
I think so. I think we went pretty well, because like you guys learned quick. Because like last time you were like, we spent so much money on food, so we're gonna snack up, and that's the biggest thing. Also, you guys just like ate in the convention at AWA when you could go across the street and eat in the cafeteria at the mall, which I don't think you guys did. The food court.
Yeah. I thought it was far away.
No, it wasn't far.
It's across the street.
That's where everyone usually goes to eat. But anyway, so part of it, conventions is like knowing you will spend way too much money on food if you get your food within the convention, because all of the freaking prices are jacked up. So obviously, most conventions have some sort of food court or something nearby that you can go to. So this time it was like the CNN Center.
Yeah, I would like to say like a healthy tip or a great tip would be to prepare. Like, I feel like a lot of people just say, oh, it's the convention time, like, let's go. And if you plan on going all the days and you have a hotel room for the full con experience, which, that's another thing. Another tip would be, like, stay there. staying
I
at the
definitely
con.
recommend getting a hotel. Like, even though we could have driven every day, it's only like, what, 45 minutes drive, depending on traffic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I know people who go every day, but to me, that's just, like, not as fun, because you're just not, like, immersed in it all the time.
Yeah, when you stay at the con, like, you're constantly seeing cosplays. Whenever you have to go to the bathroom, or, like, whenever you have to, like, just walk out of your room at 2 a.m., there's people cosplaying, there's people just, like, yelling at each other in random, like, anime scenes.
Right, you get in the elevator, and, like, everyone's wearing their badges and be like, hey!
Yeah.
And it's just, like, it's really, I don't know, you feel a sense of camaraderie just
Yeah.
with, like, the people that you're meeting for the first time. But another thing, or back to the first point, preparing. We cooked a lot of food and brought that. You don't have to like bring food, but bring water. Water
Yeah,
is
for
like a
sure.
really
Or
important
a water
thing.
bottle.
Like stay hydrated
Mhm.
and also be cleanly, stay hygienic. Like wash yourself. Some people there, like we were standing behind a couple people and like you could tell they haven't showered in the past like 2 days maybe.
It's not as bad at Momocon because like the convention actually closes at like 4 a.m. somewhere in between there. But like
Mhm.
AWA and things like that, it goes 24 hours a day. Like if you wanted, you could stay at the convention literally all weekend and
Yeah.
like sleep on the floor somewhere. Because I know people have done that, and those
Yeah.
people literally do not shower, and it's not okay.
Yeah, it's just painful to the other guests, and it's like
Yeah.
not very nice. But
Yeah. So I'm gonna say that I didn't cosplay, and Christian and Gabby did, and I want to say when you cosplay, you get that much more experience of being in a convention. Because I just felt like a plebeian, just being in regular clothes and not being in photo shoots
Right.
and
I think the
stuff.
first time you go to convention, if it's your first time, definitely don't cosplay the first time.
yeah,
I
I
don't
think you should get a
'cause-
full round experience of like what it is to cosplay and what it is not to cosplay.
Right, because like with cosplaying, it is tiring. It's more tiring than just being in normal clothes. Like, and a lot of people, like one of my friends, he has said he doesn't want to go to another convention until he cosplays because he's like 50% of the people there cosplay, and I'm like, that is false. Like, you may think that they're like everyone's gonna be cosplaying, but it's maybe like 25-30% of people are cosplaying, and like the top like maybe 5% are like really really good,
Amazing, yeah.
amazing. But yeah, so and if you want to cosplay, don't be afraid to cosplay, you know, because it's really fun, and like I love the experience of like you just randomly walking and someone's like, wait, from like across the room being
Yeah.
like, take a picture with
Yeah,
me.
Katara, Sokka.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they start. You just go ahead.
Okay. Well, for me, I really like doing my honey lemon from like Big Hero 6 because I like it when little kids come up to me. They're like, oh, and they're so tiny, and I get to take pictures with them. It's so cute. I feel like a Disney princess, even though I'm not. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like a Disney princess too when I was Sokka because like all these grown men were walking up and they were just like very overweight, taking my pictures. Like, hey, can you pose? Like, do the boomerang thing, and I'm like, what boomerang thing? And I'm just like,
and also,
okay.
if you're cosplaying, have like 1 or 2 poses that you like practice ahead of time. Because
Yeah.
that's something Christian didn't like really realize. Like, we had our friend take a picture of us like when we first got there, and we looked at it and we were like, ooh, we need to get this pose right. And so it took a few like tries, and then I think we got it down.
Yeah. The first couple of pictures, I was like, I'm sorry for those guys because I don't really know what I'm doing with my hands.
Yeah.
I'm just leaning towards the ground. But
Right. So what I usually do, I literally before convention, I'll put on my costume and like stand in the mirror and be like, and like do different things. And it's good to like look up pictures of the character you're cosplaying and things like that to look at what their like signature poses are.
Yeah. So prep, even for cosplays, prep is so important for these cons.
Prep is even more important for cosplay.
Yeah. So if you are looking into cosplay, like, don't be scared to. Don't be scared that you're gonna make a bad one.
Intimidated. Yeah, don't be intimidated.
Yeah, like it's okay. Like just do what you want to do. Like it feels okay. Like it feels good to be in a costume and stuff. Like sure, there are other like Sokkas there that looked maybe better than mine, and there are like other Zuko's or like other cosplays from the Avatar: Last Airbender that were like way better than mine. But like I still felt like I was a part of that with my like crappy sewn together in 4-hour costume.
And even when we met some like amazing like Azula, May, and Ty Lee group, and they like took pictures with you and stuff like that, and because they were like, you're so great. And the same with me. My Katara is like one of the I sewed that costume a long time ago, and so to me it's not up to like my personal standards of my other ones. So I thought I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna look so bad. But once I got there, like literally everyone's like, oh my god, I love your costume. I was like, oh, okay. So it's never as bad as you probably think because you're judging yourself more than other people are.
Yeah.
Also, I was gonna say, the community around a convention is so friendly and nice
True.
that you don't have to worry about being judged because honestly, everyone there is a fucking nerd and they're embracing it. So just embrace your cosplay, embrace how
Right.
nerdy you are. So
Yeah. Okay. So that's like our con tips. Let's talk about Momocon 2016 a little bit. I'll tell you guys my favorite thing first. Wait, we already talked about it. Really, was cosplaying. Like, this is my first con cosplaying. Okay. Besides cosplaying, some of my favorite things about Momocon is that they have a gigantic video game section,
Yeah.
and it's just like they have a whole wall of Japanese arcade games, and Japanese arcades are just way cooler than American arcades because they
and
have
they were
like
all free to play as well.
yeah,
oh yeah, they're all free to play at the con, and they all have like music things and drums to beat on and tables to flip, and they're all arcade games.
Yeah.
And then next to that, at Momocon specifically, they had indie developers, and that was really cool. They were just showing off their games, and like people could talk to the people who made these video games, and they're really neat. Finally, on the other side of the video game walls, which we didn't really get to experience that much, was like they had a whole LAN section. You can bring your own computer. They have like giant TVs, like probably 80 TVs or something like that, where you can bring your own console and play with your friends, like for the whole con. And then they had RPGs and they had board games over here and stuff. And then the last day they had battle bots, just a battle bot arena randomly for like cars destroying cars, and that was just like awesome. But
but partially that's because like Momocon is trying to put themselves out there as not just anime, they're like anime and gaming. Which it showed a lot in their like panel lineup because they had a lot of like gaming YouTubers and stuff. They got some big names like that. Some of the things that I like the most, like Total Biscuit, which is one of like a huge gaming YouTuber. I got to see him like 3 different times, and like all of his panels were really easy to get into, and it was really great because I really like admire him.
And it was a great panel. Like
all of his panels were really great.
Like people asked pretty good questions, and he was well spoken. I mean, of course he is. He's a YouTuber, so. But it was really cool. The lineup that they had, like half the people I didn't know by name, but when they said, "Oh yeah, I voiced this character," or like I voiced, Grim Zhao from Bleach, I'm just like, "Oh, dude, you're that guy. That's cool." I don't watch dubs, but that's still really cool.
Yeah.
So and then they like talked about the voice,
David,
acting stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say you're not really. You didn't really say what you're talking about. You just started saying like voice acting stuff. Yeah. A lot of the panels they brought a bunch of famous English dubbers. To Momocon. And so, like, besides YouTube streamers and stuff, famous YouTube streamers, they brought famous dubbers and stuff, voice actors. So that's what David's talking about.
Yeah. So they had a pretty good lineup of just like people, and every year they get like I feel like they get bigger and bigger names. So that was really great. My favorite thing about Momocon was like this panel I went to. It was a K-pop panel, and these losers went to a rave. Even though we had been to a rave the night before, and I went to this K-pop dance battle panel. And so basically how it went was they would like tell you, hey, we're gonna play this song, and they would put up like the music video on the like a projector, and everyone who wanted to dance to that dance would go up on stage. So it would be like you and 20 people just like jamming out to this song, and then the 4 people who were like judges, they would be like walking around and be like dancing with us, and then at the end they would be like, at the end of each song they'd be like, this person had the best energy or something, and they would give them a button. And it was just a really like welcoming and inviting like atmosphere. You didn't have to really know the dance to the K-pop because all K-pop songs have dances to them, but like you didn't really have to know the dance because I didn't know the dance to any of the songs because they're all newer stuff. And I don't keep up with K-pop anymore, but and like it was just there was no judgment. There were some people who like they didn't necessarily know how to dance very well, but I was up there dancing with them, and it was super fun. I loved it so much.
Yeah. Okay, so at the end of the night of all the cons, they typically have dances, and the night before the K-pop dance, they had a concert for Sean Wasabi at Momocon, and he just makes like electronic music, and it was just like super funky and danceable, and it was awesome. And we were all like, quick note, we were all like pretty drunk. Or like most of us were
They
pretty
were.
drunk by this point. And alcohol at cons is when you're of age, it's a really great thing to bring at the night things because the night events are always like adult populated or like there's a bunch of dancing and like alcohol is the social lubricant. So like it made it like so much more fun. Not so much more fun, just really fun. But so that night, like, we all got our dancing out, and I was like, cool, I want to dance again. So I made everyone go to the rave with me, because I was like, duh, there's going to be dancing at the rave, and rave music is so not danceable. It's just, like, pounding, like, really, really fast-paced, and, like,
yeah, I feel
awful.
like for raves, you need to, like, be skilled at, like, poi, or, like, shuffling, or something.
Or
like
jumping, just jumping.
Or jumping.
Yeah, just jumping.
You just jump a lot. It was not fun. We left in probably like 20 minutes, and then Gabby told us about the K-pop thing after the fact, and she said like she made it sound so awesome, and we missed out on that so bad.
Well, you guys to come to it.
Yeah. The second night of the rave wasn't as great as the first night.
Yeah. I legitimately thought that it was like they're bringing people who dance to K-pop, and they were gonna battle on stage, and you just watch it. So. Whatever.
But yeah, so it was super super fun. A few other tips and tricks I do for like in terms of buying things because it's very easy to just blow a lot of money on the dealer's room in Artist Alley.
So
I did
for
that.
people who haven't gone to conventions, at most conventions they're gonna have an artist alley and a dealer's room. So where you buy merchandise, and then Artist Alley is just where a bunch of really good people that draw art sell their prints. So.
Right. So yeah, I usually prefer to spend my money on Artist Alley because like you're supporting like independent artists and things like that. Whereas the merchandise people, they literally go from con to con to con,
right?
And it's like it's just a business for them. And and for me, what I do, I literally have to look through all of Dealer's Room before I decide to buy anything. I like write down all the things that I wanted to buy with a number, like how much it costed next to it, so I can like think about it. And then at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, which ones is the most worth my money? And even sometimes like I'll go as far as if it's from the merchandise place, then I'll like look up the same thing online on like eBay or Amazon, and I'll be like, I can get it cheaper online, and so it usually makes me not buy it. But whereas Artist Alley, like it's usually if you're gonna buy their art from like their Etsy or I don't know DeviantArt, I don't really know where you buy art online, but it's usually gonna be the exact same price plus shipping, so it's definitely worth to buy Artist Alley stuff at conventions rather than online.
Plus, the Artist Alley, I like buying art too, and a lot of the times I get to, a booth on the second or third day, and it's just like, oh, this really cool poster print is sold out. I'm just like,
oh yeah,
I really wanted that.
I did that. I waited till Sunday to buy it because it's a risk waiting till the last day to buy things because. Either what's going to happen is they're going to have it and it's going to be sometimes they put stuff on sale because they want to get rid of all the prints they made, or it's just going to be out. And if it's like a really popular one, then it's going to be like I wanted to get this Deadpool thing for my friend, and I literally got there and he was like, I just sold the last one 10 minutes ago.
Wow.
And I was like, no. But then the positive thing is because that was a small print, so he sold me a big print for the same price. So I got a huge print for $5 of like not Deadpool. It was a different thing, but. He was really nice because I didn't get to do the Deadpool one, even though I wanted the Deadpool one, but still awesome. So usually and also the artists are really fun to talk to. Like I talked to a few of them, they're like really down to earth and cool.
Yeah.
So
they're all just like nervous little like art people that really don't want to talk to people and they want their art to be accepted. And then you're like, you walk up to someone and you're like, hey, have you watched this show? And they'll be like, oh yeah, of course, I just drew that. Like I love that show. And you're like, me too. And they're like. Or then you say, I love your art, and they just melt inside. They're like, thank you
Christian
so much.
did something that I have never done before. All the years, I've never bought any commissions, and he bought 2 commissions, which is where you like tell them like, hey, I like this anime, please draw it for me if they don't have it in there. And so, how did that go?
Commissions are really really cool because they have like you can look at their art style and like see all the things that they draw, and like if you say like, I wonder if they'd be good at drawing this character, like you can just, if they have a commission sign, they'll have a sign that says like ask about commissions. You can ask them and they'll be like, that'll be like $20 for like a sheet this big, and you can just tell them any show or whatever, and they'll like either know the show and then be like, oh yeah, I can draw that, and then or if they don't know the show, they'll look it up and they'll just be like, let me try my hand at drawing that for you. And these guys are like, they're just so good at drawing that it's like super exciting to see what they're gonna do because they put their own like flavor on it. Like it's not
Yeah.
exactly the same characters, but
Yeah,
I haven't.
it's-
What was
Sorry,
that?
no,
Go
keep
ahead.
going.
Fine. I haven't gotten them yet because it's been like a week, and like they usually they give it to you like a couple days late, like on the last day or whatever of the con. But I like asked for mine on the second to last day, so like they couldn't make it in one day because they had like other commissions to do.
Right.
So like they're just gonna mail me mine in like a week or something like that. But I'm like super excited for what they're gonna do.
Yeah. Now the thing with like for me, I always like to see the art stuff because most of the time the ones that they already have there, they've like watched the series or something, and it's always more unique. Like they really capture like the personality of it, or they have cute little things in the background that like relate to the character, and it's just usually really great. And that's one thing. That's like my biggest thing about buying an artist alley. I just like it a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, so.
Yeah.
You guys have any last notes about conventions or Momo?
Yeah, one last note is I love people watching at these conventions, just like standing there in the corner and just watching all these people go
people
by.
watching, yeah.
People watching, yeah, and I don't know. At AWOL, it was easier to people watch because there's like a giant lobby and people just hang out.
Yeah.
But at Momocon, when you're in your hotel, you're just so separated away, and so you can't really people watch. But there was like a cool outside area that you could just like watch people. But anyways, yeah, people watching. So fun at these conventions.
Yeah, another thing I would like to talk about is don't be afraid to take pictures, but always ask.
Yeah.
Or, like make sure, because like people cosplay to get their picture taken. Like we're all conceited, and we spent so much time to look like super cool or whatever. So like we want our pictures taken, but don't be afraid to ask and just be like, hey,
to me it's always weird. Like if you see someone walking by and you see their phone, like you can see them like take a pic. I was like, if you literally just asked, I would have been totally cool with it.
Yeah, so it's like we have a pose ready. Like, we have things to say.
definitely ask for pictures, and even if you want to jump in on the picture, that's usually cool too.
Yeah, like when can you ever get a selfie with Sokka? When can you like ever get a selfie with like Tokyo Ghoul characters? But yeah, you can just like do whatever. Like that's what the people dress up for, is taking pictures.
Right.
So.
And then this is my Uncle Iroh that I got.
What is that?
My Uncle Iroh.
That's
awesome. It says "I believe in you," and I framed it because
who made that? Wait, that was at Momocon?
Yeah, it was at Momocon.
Wow, that's
it's
awesome.
It's so beautiful. I love it. I never see Uncle Iroh stuff, so I was like, I need it.
Yeah.
And it was only $3, so I was like, yeah.
Wait, Gabby, where do you buy your frames? Because I was looking to buy frames for my art, and I'm just like, this is kind of a lot.
Literally go to Walmart, and they have like little frames. This frame was like what, I think not less than $10. They have some good frames in all sizes at Walmart. So that's one thing for art. Like you can put your art on the wall like with thumbtacks and stuff, but then they're gonna get holes in it. So I like to put I like to put my stuff in frames if I really like it. So tip.
All right, so I guess that wraps up conventions and MomoCon 2016 for us. I won't even mention that actually. So let's go into our next segment. We said we were gonna watch Spice and Wolf, and we didn't. We watched Tokyo Ghoul instead.
Surprise!
Surprise! If anybody wanted Spice and Wolf, sorry. But yeah, so now we're gonna talk about our reactions, like whatever synopsis we recommend and stuff. And David, kick it off. What is Tokyo Ghoul?
Okay, so Tokyo Ghoul is this anime that came out I think last year. And it's made by Studio Pierrot. Am I saying that right? And it's a horror / action / psychological / tragedy. I don't know. It's pretty dark. Very like I knew how dark Tokyo Ghoul was, but then we started watching it, and I was just like, this is way more blood and gore than I initially thought there would be. But yeah, so the story centers around. In this universe, there's humans, and then alongside humans, there's ghouls. And these ghouls, they look exactly like humans. They can talk and whatever. They're exactly like humans, except they can't eat food. They can only eat other humans to live. And so, yeah, that's the whole main plot of Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah.
Where
and when they turn into ghouls, their like eyes go black with like red pupils, and that's the main thing when they turn into ghouls, because they transition.
Right. So the story revolves around this one human kid he is about to get eaten by this ghoul, and then they both get in an accident, both the ghoul and him, and then so the kid gets organs from the ghoul's body into him, and then he turns into a half ghoul, and so only one of his eyes becomes red and stuff when he becomes a ghoul, and then he has to learn how to become a ghoul in this ghoul society that.
But while still having like very strong human attachments. And stuff
Right,
like that.
right. So yeah, so I'll tell you guys my general reaction.
Wait,
first.
hold on 1 second.
Okay. Yeah.
Spoiler alert. That's what this is. That's what I was
Okay.
stopping for.
Okay.
If you guys haven't seen Tokyo Ghoul, like, we're gonna talk about the ending. We're gonna talk about like a bunch of things about the show. So all the rest is definitely like, if you haven't seen Tokyo Ghoul, just skip to the ending.
One thing
of the
I should say
podcast.
before spoiler alert is I think that at least the first season is worth watching, and then that's it.
Yeah.
So
First season is worth watching.
Wow.
I haven't watched the second one. So.
Yeah, you can't say that, David. We didn't watch it.
I'm just saying it was really good. You like in itself, you should watch it. Like,
Okay,
it
Right.
wasn't a
that's what you
shit
meant.
season.
Um,
So.
yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
don't watch spoilers. Okay, go ahead,
Okay.
David.
So yeah, my general reaction was, holy fuck! Like, people fucking die, their heads get smashed in, like, oh my god, people's limbs get destroyed, and then, god, just the ending was crazy too. I don't even like.
see, the thing is, you say that it was more bloody than you thought. I thought it was less bloody than I anticipated.
Wow.
Like
Yeah.
literally, I was because like for me, the way that they don't actually like show and like they always like they're very good with their camera. Like not well, it's not really camera, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's
There's-
called
there's
mise en scène.
shots.
Yeah.
Because like something's about to happen and then they like just show to the side and you see like a splatter of blood or it's like so it's like insinuated they don't or you see like a limb flying but you don't actually see it getting chopped off.
That's actually true. But man, a lot of people died in that show, and
Yeah, I mean it's definitely gory, but like I had heard so much about oh my god it's so gory. There are like parts where they have to censor it because it's
Tokyo
so gory.
gore.
But there was literally only one part that I saw and the one like the version I was watching that was censored. So I was expecting more. So I was like, I need more blood.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
I can kind of see where you're going with the more blood. I don't even know what I was thinking when I went into Tokyo Ghoul. What I was expecting. I thought it was about zombies, which they're kind of zombie-ish because they have to eat humans. But
Yeah.
like, they're not
They're not
zombies.
mindless or
they're not mindless. They're super strong and super fast.
Yeah.
But
it's not that they're dead and like came back to life. They're
Yeah.
just like
They're
they were
just
just born
ghouls.
that way.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
just ghouls. But this show was. Okay, my reaction was I think it was awesome too. I really, really liked it because it's one of those shows where it's not about just like killing, action, fighty. It's all about like the internal struggles of like being a human and being a ghoul and like the morality of killing. You know, because like he has to kill humans to eat, but he doesn't want to do that because he used to be a human and stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's all very psychological and it's very, very interesting. Like. Also, another note is that like the MC is like a total pussy. Like he's pretty whiny, and
I
like,
mean, if you were a human and all of a sudden you were thrown into a ghoul world, I'd be whiny too.
I mean it's definitely but I mean after like being like that for like a week or two and seeing all that you would have like he just has to suck it up.
Yeah, you gotta get over
That's
it. You got
true.
like he wanted to protect his friends and stuff, but he never like successfully protected anybody.
It's true.
Yeah.
He just like
Even-
was such a pussy.
Yeah, no, and that doesn't change in the second season either. Like
Oh, well,
What?
the just ruining it.
I'm not
my-
ruining anything.
No,
You
just
just-
kidding.
He becomes so badass at the end. I'm just like, cool. I'm
He
ready
does, but,
for him
like-
to
Yeah,
join
no.
him.
Yeah, the last scene
Like,
is so cool. But
I was the only one who watched the second season. I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm just saying, like, to me, the whole second season, like, you're just waiting for answers and answers of like why he joined the Aogiri, whatever. And like, you never actually. He like halfway explains it, but it doesn't make any sense. Like,
He joins
his reasoning.
Aogiri?
There's no like. To me, it wasn't a good reason. Like, not
Uh-huh.
enough reason to literally leave all your friends and like go join this like society that like
Oh,
all they
shit.
do is kill people.
Yeah, a lot of people. Okay, so the general consensus with like manga elitists, is they like absolutely hate Tokyo Ghoul, even and especially Route A, because I think they changed some things, and then they just didn't like portray the characters' like lives, whatever, or their personalities very well compared to the manga. So everyone says like read the manga, it's way better. But
Yeah, they even say that even the first season they say it's better than the manga. Like apparently it's darker in the manga. It's like
Mhm. They say
you get
he's a
lot
less
more
pussy.
yeah, you get a lot more character development, which is something that I like. I think that Tokyo Ghoul is a little overrated because all I've heard is like amazing things about Tokyo Ghoul, and then I watched it. I mean, I didn't dislike the first season, and I really really liked the first half of the second season, but it was just once they started going into like answering things, they didn't answer anything, and I was upset. But
Yeah.
but the first season I think is good. I don't think it's great. Like I think you guys liked it a lot more than I did, but it may partially be because I watched the second season.
Yeah,
I was like, I literally
did.
watched the second season because the first season ends with like him joining it, and then it's like what? And so I needed to watch the second season. I'm like, I need answers, and I didn't get any answers. So.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna talk about Ghoul life, and going back to like what Christian said. Yeah. At first, being a ghoul, I was like, yeah, being a ghoul is not that hard. But then, what's the purple-haired girl's name?
What? Rize?
No, no.
Ryoka, whatever.
Oh, blue hair. Toka.
Oh, it's a blue. Yeah, Toka.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she like started describing how awful it is being a ghoul, and like how she's never had cake and stuff, and has always had to live in fear of being hunted down. And I'm just like, holy shit, that actually sounds really awful. And then they have to pretend to eat shit that they like absolutely
it's
hate.
disgusting. They say apparently it tastes like ash.
Yeah, like they can't digest it, or they if they do digest it, it makes them sick. Yeah, it's like eating poop.
Yeah, and I'm just like, holy shit. So just being a ghoul, just
and another thing that more like got to me was the fact that they literally like they have all these like personal attachments to humans and things that they've met, but everyone thinks that they're monsters and that they don't like have feelings. Right. And that's like the biggest thing for me is like that's the biggest overall not issue, but like problem for ghouls. Like if I was a ghoul, that would suck ass because like everyone thinks you're just a cold-hearted monster that just kills for fun. But when they're actually ghouls who like fall in love with humans, and then like and even if you love someone, you have to be afraid of telling them that you're a ghoul because they could just try like completely betray you and turn you in. Yeah. And so like it's really really that's the biggest thing for me about like the difficulty of ghoul life.
So kind of like on a different note, kind of the same note, what I really really liked about the show was that there's not a lot of shows that show both sides of a war kind of thing. Like if you ever watch shows, there's a good guy and there's a bad guy. Like you definitely want these guys to lose, you know, like this whole side of people, you like want them all to lose or whatever. But with this show, they blur all the lines so bad. They go into the detective, like they go into the humans' lives, and they show like they have families and stuff, and they show like the ghouls' lives and their families and stuff, and it's just like all of
they're both doing killing.
Yeah, everyone's killing everybody. So
I feel like if they all just sat down in a room and were just like, "Hey, I'm not that bad of a guy," they're like, "Oh, okay, cool." They just talked out their feelings, it'd be fine.
And that's the thing. I thought that was gonna happen second season. Like there was a point where they thought like even there's like a battle. They were like, I might have liked you if I didn't have to kill you. And then they like start fighting. I'm like, what? Then just stop and talk, please. You just said it. You said like, I think I would like you.
Yeah.
And then they continue fighting. And I'm like, this is dumb.
Yeah, that was like, have you guys seen Captain America Civil War?
Yeah.
I haven't seen any Marvel anything except for that movie. So I was confused the whole time. But the whole time when when Iron Man starts fighting like whatchamacallit, Captain America or the what's this arm guy? What?
Winter Soldier.
Yeah, the Winter Soldier. When they all start fighting and stuff, it's like, dude, just talk it out. Just like talk some stuff out before you fight. Like no one talked, and it's like there's the poorest communication here. Like if you just talked it out, it'd be okay. So that's like the same feeling I got from Captain America.
Yeah.
But
that's what I think that is one of the fact that there would be so much solved by talking, but then it wouldn't be an action anime.
Yeah.
But also the fact that my biggest complaint was the character development. I think it's more emphasized in the second season, but they like choose specific characters to like give you a little bit of backstory on, but they usually just get like one episode of backstory, and then they just expect you to be attached to them. But then I never really felt attached to many of the characters. Like
Mr. Nishio, they like went into his backstory and stuff. I'm like, no, Mr. Nishio, you're still a fucking asshole. Like,
yeah,
you know? And then they try to make me feel empathetic towards him. I'm like, no, like. No, you're still a terrible dude. And then he joined Anteku, and then I was like, whatever.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, no, and it's a bigger deal in second season because he's like, you know, trying to protect everyone, blah blah blah. But I just never feel sad for like.
Mm-hmm.
The only time I felt sad was in the first season when like the little girl and her like parents died.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I was like, that's sad.
Yeah,
for
that's
Hinami.
completely awful.
But that's pretty much the only time, and that's only because it's like I have parents too. That would suck. Like,
And she hasn't done anything wrong at that point. She's just,
right.
she's just
She's just an
like she
innocent
was born
child.
as a ghoul, and therefore
Yeah.
she needs to be killed.
Yeah, and then
like,
also the only thing, one
life
thing
is
I
unfair.
was upset is that they seemed like such an important character in the beginning, and then
Yeah.
like he isn't seen for the rest of the thing, even though he like talks about him. But I'm like,
Yeah.
where the fuck is he? And
Okay,
so that's one thing. Another thing.
So I guess in season 2 he has like no.
He has a little bit. He's like in it a little bit, but like very superficially.
Because he seems so. They build up his character like, oh, I kind of know what's going on in the shadows.
Right.
I'm your best friend, but you won't tell me shit. But I still know what's going on. I'm like, could be some cool aspect to
Yeah,
this.
that's what I thought too.
Okay, well that's disappointing. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I do have a question though, guys.
Yeah.
So that ending where, he gets tortured and stuff, and then he gets white hair.
Yeah.
Why does he get white hair?
I don't know.
I think it's just showing. It's representing his transformation of losing humanity. Like
Right.
at that point, he lost all humanity and became a ghoul.
Okay, so like symbolically,
Yes.
that's why he lost his hair. But like
I think it.
physically, like why did that happen?
Well, there's no explanation. He's in a world where like there are ghouls who eat other humans and stuff. Why is his hair changing? Like the one
I
thing
don't
you
know. I
don't
just
believe.
thought that was like a random ad. I'm like,
He
why does
grows 4 tentacles out of his back and kills other ghouls and eats them. But his hair turning white is like no.
No,
That's impossible.
Hair changing, like no, just one color, like that's too much for me. Okay, all right.
Yeah. I think it's just a tool to symbolize losing humanity, which is
Right,
super cool.
yeah.
It was so cool. But yeah, I don't know. Anything else to say? Okay, general rating. Go, Gabby. Try not to think about season 2. What would you rate Tokyo
I
Ghoul?
actually went on my anime list and rated it. I've rated the first season a 7 out of 10, which is I want to do like 7.5, but they don't have that. And then
okay.
I gave the second season 6.
Okay. I thought 7 would be generous from you. It sounded like you didn't really like it, but
I mean,
which is fine.
I liked the first season and I liked some of the characters, but
Uh-huh.
there was just a lot. There's too much about it that just didn't get like it's literally just second season that was upsetting because they had so many questions. But.
Yeah, I hate shows that don't answer anything. Like No Game No Life was so awful at the end of it. They just have a giant cliffhanger and they like don't answer like 3 things like where all the characters are gonna go.
Like
And
an
it's
ending
oh
can
my
really
God.
make or break
show.
an anime series.
Like Kyokai, no. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? Kyokai like could have been an 8 instead.
Could've been, like, a
instead
fucking
it's a
10 out of
6. Yeah. Honestly, it could have been like a 10. Like if they. Anyway, we're not talking about Kyokai. No. Okay, David, what would you rate it if you want to rate it?
I would say like 7.5 as well. Like I definitely enjoyed it. They did a lot of things really well, but at the same time, they did a few things not that great. Like the characterization when you said, I like you only felt sad at that one point.
Yeah. Even though I felt they expected you to be sad at other points, but I just was like, I get that this is supposed to be sad, but I don't feel that way. I'm not crying.
Yeah,
I want you to make me cry.
A lot of the times they try to make you feel a certain way, and you're like, I just don't feel anything, or but yeah. So how about you?
I would give it an 8 out of 10 because I really enjoyed it. I don't know. I feel like I didn't really have the same exact problems that you guys have. I'm not rating it that much higher than you guys did either. But like, I really, really enjoyed it. I thought the last scene, it's like, so the 11th episode, like before the last episode, they like set up all this plot, and it's like, oh yeah, like there's gonna be a giant battle and stuff. And the last episode, you're like, where's the giant battle? Like, let's do it. And instead, they're just like, let's just have 20 minutes of torture and like show him like losing all of like faith in humanity. And
I really liked them. Like that scene was so great because like they had him like do flashbacks, and then had Rize there being like, ooh, like temptation and things like that, and saying all these things about his mom, and it really just shows like, you know, the angel devil type thing. And but that's the thing, like that scene made me want to watch second season so bad.
Yeah, you know, I completely see why.
Yeah.
Also another thing, great OP.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the biggest thing that like I was
we
like,
watched it every time.
Everyone's like, OP is worth it. First season OP, super great.
Yeah, I really like the atmosphere that it created too. Like Tokyo Ghoul, like you never left like the same like despair that like Kaneki's feeling. Like you never really. He's always lost. He always thinks he's like doing the right thing sometimes. And then he just gets fucked. Like he gets fucked so much, and it's
you never
just
really
like
get a breather.
Yeah, and I felt like the pacing of the show was good. Like I really liked like they just every episode they introduced like a new ghoul or like a new thing that he had to face that just sucked. But yeah, also so that's why I rated 8 out of 10. I really liked it. At the end, or like, did you guys watch past the ED after every episode?
No,
I did for a few episodes, and then I stopped.
Every single one has like a little chibi clip of all the characters doing stupid stuff, and it was like so
I only did that
cute.
for like the complete last episode of the second season. I was like, I'm gonna keep watching. I better get answers, and I didn't. Like waiting for maybe like the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, they didn't do it on the last episode of Tokyo Ghoul either, but or the season 1. But like all the other ones, like it just like made you feel like not depressed about your life after everyone. And it was just like cute little backstory stuff, but I just wanted to add that in there. So also, yeah, no, I'm not gonna talk about that. All right, so are you guys good on Tokyo Ghoul?
Yeah. So I mean, overall, would you recommend it to anyone else? Would you say only watch season 1 and then read the manga afterwards? Like, what would I would say? So I don't really read the manga, but I guess I need to now.
like
But
I
I would
might
say
go back
I would
to
tell people to watch season 1. Like I like season 1.
No, I heard from what I heard is that the first season does a good job at like replicating what happens in the manga. And so people said like that you should probably start. I think it's like around chapter 60 or something, which I might go and do just so I don't have to like reread back like same stuff.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's worth to watch the second season. Honestly, just like even though I disliked it, I don't think I wouldn't have been able to live with myself if I just stopped after first season.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, set up this whole world and have a war break out and then just not even finish the war.
Right. So I would have rather have like a shitty ending that didn't answer anything, but like at least I felt some kind of closure-ish that they gave me, I guess, than just leave it in the middle, like in the heightened point. So.
Yeah, I would recommend this show to people who like dark things. Like if people don't like psychological stuff and just want to watch moe happy stuff, then don't watch this. Yeah. So
yeah, I mean it's definitely more like gore action than I would say psychological. It's more just like introspective, I guess.
Yeah.
I would say it's psychological. I mean, you know, he had to think about his human side and his
but it's
side.
not. There's not any point where you're like, that blew my mind. Whoa, you know. That's how I feel. Like if it's something I'm gonna put psychological on something, there has to be a moment where they completely blow my mind of me like having to think about something. I just think it's more introspective. Like you start thinking about humanity and stuff.
Right.
But couldn't you say introspection is psychological because that has something to do with the psyche?
Yeah, but you know, it's not not as a genre.
Yeah, the introspection's not really a genre, but
true.
Okay, anyways, so that wraps up Tokyo Ghoul. This wraps up week 8, our 2-month milestone. We're gonna tell you guys what we're gonna do next week and our next show that we're gonna watch, which is what are the games that we're gonna do next week? I forget. Binge. So next week, stay tuned, and we're going to be talking about binge watching anime series versus watching weekly. And we're not going to talk about the health side effects behind it.
We can.
I know, you guys. I watched the 24 episode in 3 days. So and plus some other stuff too.
Yeah, I bet you felt awful. I bet you had
Not
to
at all.
sleep and like eat and like you were not hydrating yourself normally, and your body was like so stagnant. Like
Coke Frosty here.
Nice.
Okay, and then our second game that we're gonna wait. What was it? What did we?
Well, we said we were gonna say why we watch anime, which I feel like we might change, but I don't really know.
Yeah, so our second thing, we might change it, but we're gonna talk about why we watch anime because David wanted to do that. Yeah. So I feel like there's something else to say about it, but I forget.
Yeah,
already.
I wanted to also talk about like why people in general, why people should get into watching anime if they just look at anime and they see kind of this like hentai tentacle porn, like that's what anime is, you know, give it a shot. So I don't know.
Yeah, give hentai a shot. Okay, yeah. Anyways, and so every 2 weeks we're gonna watch a show, and we've just pushed Spice and Wolf back. So our next show is gonna be Spice and Wolf. Stay tuned for 2 weeks from now, and we'll talk actually about Spice and Wolf. So thank you guys for watching. Follow us on Twitter, YouTube, blah 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 at the bottom. And any last notes, guys?
Yeah, we're still always looking for feedback, so hit us up on the social media. Tell us what you want to hear, what you want us to talk